President Obama has unveiled a record $4.1 trillion election year budget. It finances Democratic priorities like education, healthcare, and climate change, financed by new taxes on oil, the wealthy, and big banks. Diane Cho kicks off our in-depth coverage of the budget proposal.
On the day of the New Hampshire primary, the administration released the president's proposed fiscal year 2017 budget.
Obviously, February in general is crowded this year, and so I'm not sure, given both the February statutory release date and, frankly, the fact that Congress was so late in getting the budget done, that we were going to be able to find a day that was sort of free from other distractions.
According to the OMB director, Shaun Donovan, the budget adheres to the bipartisan agreement signed into law last fall.
As you may recall, that fully paid for agreement allowed us to avoid harmful sequestration cuts, the second time that Congress came together on a bipartisan basis to avoid sequestration, and provided dollar-for-dollar funding increases for both defense and non-defense priorities for 2016 and 2017.
But Republicans have already blasted the proposal. House Speaker Paul Ryan released a statement saying, quote, "This isn't even a budget so much as it is a progressive manual for growing the federal government at the expense of hardworking Americans. Quote, we need to tackle our fiscal problems before they tackle us," end quote. Ryan highlighted President Obama's proposed tax on American oil. It would tack on a $10.25 fee for every barrel, phased in over 5 years. The White House says the money would help pay for investments in expanding transit and rail and in clean transportation.
The fee itself, it is paid by oil companies. We anticipate that oil companies will pass some of that on to the consumers of various oil products, and that's important here in that this is not just about automobiles, it's about airplanes and rail and other forms of transit that consume oil. And oil, as I said earlier, is responsible for about 30% of carbon pollution.
The $4.1 trillion budget also increases spending on cybersecurity by more than 35% from 2016 to more than $19 billion. It would create a new federal chief information security officer and retire federal legacy IT systems that can't be secured. But even before the budget was released, the Republican chairman of both the House and Senate budget committees issued a statement saying that they won't even hold a hearing to review it. Senate Budget Chairman Mike Enzi said, quote, "It appears the president's final budget will continue to focus on new spending proposals instead of confronting our government's massive overspending and debt."
I think Republicans canceling the budget hearing is actually the clearest evidence that it's Republicans who don't want to have a public discussion about the budget. We certainly welcome the opportunity, and maybe we'll get them to change their mind.
For Government Matters, I'm Diane Cho.